تستعد منصة نتفليكس لطرح فيلم ذا سويمرز واللي عرض في مهرجان القاهرة السينمائي، وبيتكلم عن القصة البطولية لأختين من سوريا، سارة ويسرى مرديني، ورحلتهم للجوء بحرا. الأختين سباحات، ولما تعطل القارب اللي كان حيوصلهم اضطروا أنهم يسبحوا ويدفعوا القارب 3 ساعات وإيصاله إلى الشاطئ. ولاحقا يسرى شاركت في فريق اللاجئين للسباحة في أولمبياد ريو. في تفاعلكم كان لنا هذا اللقاء مع مخرجة الفيلم سالي الحسيني. أنا أترككم معه وأعود وألقاكم غدا إن شاء الله، في أمان الله.
Well, it was wonderful to have our Middle East premiere at the Cairo International Film Festival for a personal reason for me, because I'm half Egyptian and I grew up in Cairo, so it felt like I was coming home with the movie. And also it was the first Arab audience to see the film, which was very exciting for me, because I think an Arab audience will understand the movie more than most. Yusra and Sarah Mardini are Syrian. They're young, modern Arab girls, so I think there'll be an understanding and a connection that's deeper with them. I feel in a way the story chose me. Working Title contacted me. They had a screenplay that Jack Thorne had written, and they told me it was just about Yusra Mardini. So when I read it, I discovered Sarah in the script. I didn't know she existed because I'd heard about Yusra in the news when she was at the Rio Olympics, but I didn't know there was a second sister, and I didn't know that she was a hero just like Yusra. So I found it so inspirational that this was a story of sisterhood about 2 heroes, and I could really relate to them as young, modern, liberal Arab women. And even though there's an age difference and I grew up in Cairo, they reminded me of a young version of myself. They reminded me of a young version of myself. So that connection and the fact that I could relate to them made me want to do the movie. I think as human beings, the way you get through the toughest times, or certainly I have with tough times in my life, is with humor and with laughter. And I saw this very quickly when I met Yusra and Sarah. You know, the way that they approached hardship was by laughing with each other, and that's what helped them get through. And I think it's such a human reaction to tragedy and to deal with the pain. It's so connected. And I really wanted the movie to show this. So it was intentional, you know, to have that levity as well. The filming was a real endurance test. We were filming during COVID, so all wearing masks in a red list country. Most of the movie was shot in Turkey. We also shot in Germany, the UK, and Belgium, but it was Turkey mainly. And because the movie is a road movie, you're only in a location once and then you have to move on. And we have children, animals, water, all the things that people say don't do as a director because they're complicated, we had in this movie. But one of the most challenging parts was filming the crossing. And we went to the Aegean coastline where Yusra and Sarah really did travel from. And when we were there, we saw dinghies crossing, we saw the Coast Guard ships chasing the dinghies, and we filmed it in that same location where this was really happening. So we put a dinghy in the water and we put 25 actors on the boat and we went out to sea. And I was in another dinghy with the camera, and we were attached to the hero dinghy and sometimes not attached, moving around it with the marine team as well. But we were really at the mercy of the waves. We had 2 days to film this sequence. And when you see the actors vomiting, they really were vomiting because they got seasick very quickly, the way the boat is moving in the water like that when it's overcrowded. The movie was an education for me. Of course, I had my thoughts and ideas about it, but I think it was meeting so many refugees in the making of the film and also casting them in the movie, having refugees work on the movie behind the scenes. It just brought home to me how this could be us. Nobody could imagine a global pandemic, COVID, and the whole world stopping. But with climate change and things that are happening on a global level in the world, you now realize that there's a lot of reasons for the displacement of people, not just war or politics. You know, the inequality in our world and poverty, you know, is one reason, but also climate change. I think we're going to see more displacement of people. This is something that's not a new story, and it's not localized to one region of the world. There are refugees throughout history. People have moved around the globe, and we're all part of this story. It could be you or me tomorrow. That's the truth.